And we are live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 314, and I'm joined by none other than the American Kaiju himself, Big Jeff Noyze. What's going on, brother? How's everything, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Can't complain. Glad that we're finally having this sit down here because we wanted to for a little bit, and especially after certain situations that have been going on, I wanted to finally sit down with you here and have a nice conversation with
Yeah. Let's see how it goes.
you. Definitely so. Definitely so. But before we get into everything, now that we're finally having this it's the Jeff Noyze episode here. I got to ask you the question I ask everyone that comes on. You heard the name of the podcast. It's called Respect the Craft. So I want to get your take on when you hear that term, the craft, what does that mean to you?
The craft for me specifically, I love the sport of professional wrestling. I always have loved the sport that is professional wrestling. I say it like that because I'm a very big Shane Douglas fan. Because it is the greatest sport in the world, worldwide. And you got to respect that. I was a very good amateur wrestler growing up. I was a wrestling coach and everything to that effect. So I take wrestling incredibly serious, and respect is exactly what we should be doing to the sport of professional wrestling.
Definitely agreed there. And that now brings me to this. When it comes to that, because now that you say again, having that the amateur background and then even the side of coaching with it, what was it that made you decide finally, you know what? I want to step through those ropes and step into this craft and this sport that we love here.
I mean, I've been a fan since I was a kid, you know? Some of my earliest memories were, seeing Mr. Perfect. He's my favorite wrestler of all time, Mr. Perfect and Bam Bam Bigelow. Those are my two guys, you know? Those are like some of my favorite early memories of wrestling, or seeing those two guys just kicking ass and taking names and everything to that effect. Then really watching ECW growing up, really that sparked my interest even more because there was a time when wrestling was really hokey and everything like that. You get the Mantars and the freaking TJ Hoppers and all those kind of guys. But then I clicked on ECW. I remember it was like late night one time when my dad was like, yo, you got to check this out. Oh my God. And then like what I see is I see a New Jack and Mustafa doing like a promo, and I just see New Jack just freaking out, saying everything that he does and chanting New Jack City and everything like that. And I was like, this is dope, whatever the hell is going on. And then like the next match I see the Dudley Boys, and I was like, all right, this is it, bro. This is professional. Like, this is wrestling, man. This is brutal. And then like, seeing the Dudleys do their thing, and then seeing a guy like Taz come on. Again, with my amateur background, I love Taz. He's on my Mount Rushmore. Seeing a guy like him really sparked my interest in getting involved in wrestling, but I had no clue how to do it. I had no clue where to go or anything to that effect. And we didn't have any money growing up, so I didn't have any money to, train and stuff like that. And then I went to a indie show one time because I heard Ric Flair was supposed to be there. So I go to the show. He knows shows because he's Ric Flair. And I saw a buddy of mine from high school. He was there in some questionable gear. And I was like, what the hell are you doing here, bro? He was like, yeah, I'm wrestling tonight. Do you want to wrestle? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to wrestle, dude. So literally that night, in a battle royal, I had no clue what the hell I was doing, man. It's just they put me in the crowd. They call my name. I come down to the ring. I start getting into the ring. My ass pops out of my shorts. Whole crowd, oh, But whatever, dude. I had that, and then like after that, I was talking to the boys in the back. Actually on that bill was QT Marshall, Rhett Titus, Blue Meanie, another person I don't want to mention, former ECW guy who I think is a scumbag, but that's neither here nor there. And boys, and they all were like, oh, well, you know, you should start going to shows and you train and set up the ring and everything like that. So that's basically how I got my setup. You know, my friend from high school, it was Bobby Youngblood was his name. You know, indie guy for a long time in this area. Unfortunately, he passed away. But we were really tight for a while. Had a little fallout, but you know, it's still, you know, I feel horrible about everything that happened. You know, it's a shame. You know, I think that we would have cleared a lot of shit, and it would have been cool for him to see where I've gone over these past almost 15 years. You know, would have been nice, but you know, life goes the way that it goes. But basically, I started off, you know, just setting up rings and getting my training in that way. You know, taking my bumps with you know, anybody that I can, and um, you know, I probably did that for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years of, you know, setting up rings, getting some ring time, and then I was getting some matches. You know, they were all, you know, the shits because they, you know, I wasn't properly trained. But then I saw that the Monster Factory was doing a open tryout, so I hit them up. Danny Cage, you know, shout out him. He's the best trainer, like possibly. He was amazing. Um, you know, he responded to my email with a lot of grammar checking, but then he
As he would.
as Danny would. But then he came back and was like, "Oh, here's the date, here's the time. You know, show up, see what happens." I went there, and we had the tryout, and I ended up winning the scholarship that day to go to the Monster Factory, which is great because you know I was, you know, I just met my now wife at the time. You know, I just met her, and you know, I still didn't have like a ton of money, you know, to put into wrestling school. So getting the scholarship to train at the Monster Factory was tremendous. I learned so much there. And in the class with me was also Damian Priest, um, Steve Macklin, you know, former TNA champ. Um, QT Marshall did a lot of work with us. Who else was there? Joey Janela was there like a ton of times. Kyle the Beast, Rhett Titus would make appearances. Mike Reed, you know, so all those guys. So that's really how I started getting to actually respect the craft of professional wrestling.
Got you. I know it's crazy because when you mentioned who was there at that first show, and it's like it's a lot of people that again are synonymous with that Monster Factory, the QTs, the Reds, the Blue Meanies. Before we continue here, also want to give shout outs. We have the comments here, some love for Noyze. You gotta love it here, gotta love it. Got everyone showing that love there.
That's what's up. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for checking us out.
Thank you guys. And oh, and SP, don't worry. SP, unfortunately, from what I'm hearing, is doing some business. Again, I sent him the reach out as well. If he wanted to come in, he could come through, but unfortunately, he's a little busy apparently.
Yeah, of course, because he's a very busy guy. He's the best manager in the game. He's managing the best wrestler in the game as well. So you know, SP's always out there doing his thing. You know, I mean, think about it. Like literally, almost a year ago, he scouted me to bring in to Titan. You know, it all started with him wanting me to come in. Now, don't get me wrong. 2021, I did Mount Olympus for the very first time with Titan, and then in 2022, I had my kid. So, you know, literally like right around the time that Mount Olympus was. So, you know, I wasn't going to do the match. Obviously, I had to take care of my son. You know, he was only like a month old at the time, so I didn't do 2022. But SP hit me up and was like, "Hey, man, why don't you? I'm gonna be in it, so why don't you help me watch my back?" And you know, the rest is history. We've had the most dominant run of anybody in Titan over the past 11 months so far. So I'm excited to see what else we got in store.
Oh, definitely. So we're gonna be getting into that in just a little bit.
Day one of me wrestling, bro. So me and him, we go way the hell back.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. And here we go. We got Andrew as well, saying my brother from another mother right there.
Andrew, what is up, my brother?
So, but as we continue here, we got to talk about again that run that's been going on with Titan as well. But even before we get into that, because I want to leave that for a little bit later, because there's a lot that I know could possibly. I don't want to. I don't want to piss off the American Kaiju here. So before we get into that, I want to get into another topic here, which is again over 2 decades and already having that time in the business. I got to go into a question that I like to ask a lot of people, and that is, with that time that you've been in this amazing craft, if you could pick a match that you would say defines your career so far, what would it be?
Um, well, I could do it in a couple. I'm gonna do two. Um, First off, I'll do like my before time in the long ago. Me and Balls Mahoney. I would say actually rocking his shirt right now, oddly enough. But he was my mentor. We were on the road for a long time together, man, and I love that guy dearly. He was one of my best friends at the time when he passed, unfortunately. But we had a triple shot weekend where we wrestled in I want to say it was Neptune. Then we wrestled again in Island Heights. Then we wrestled in Delaware. That triple shot weekend was just absolutely tremendous. I beat him the first night. Then the second night was a no contest. We just beat the hell out of each other. Ref stoppage, no contest. And the third night we went to Delaware. Now, whoop, there's my cat. Can't help it. That's Grim. He's adorable.
Oh,
But he likes getting involved in my shenanigans. But Grim after the Fantastic Four. I'm a big Fantastic Four guy. So Ben Grimm, that's my guy. Me and Balls, we had that triple shot, and then the last match we did. So the other matches were all no holds barred, extreme rules, everything to that effect, whatever you want to call it. The third match, he gave me the opportunity to pick the match. He was like, we've been kicking at each other's asses. What do you want to do? I don't care what it is. Steel cage, hell, like I don't care, And then I went out there and I said, I want a straight up wrestling match with you. Okay, let's see what you got. I know what I got. Let's see what you got. We went out there, we tore the place down, and I beat him also. So that match really meant the world to me. That weekend really meant the world to me. And that really started my main event run with like every indie company that I worked with after that, because he was one of the first names that I worked, and then shortly after that, I was wrestling Kevin Nash. I was wrestling Rikishi. I was wrestling freaking Matt Bourne, Doink, Jimmy Snuka, like all those guys, but it all started with Balls believing in me and us having some absolute bangers that really led to everything, man. But that is definitely the match of my past that I always think about. I probably say, the first match of that triple shot was definitely, I'd say, the best one. But for me, the most iconic one personally was the third one, just because of man, we just did a lot of good stuff. We had a lot of fun, and actually seeing him shoot wrestle and me, going out there and wrestling, it was nice. It was a really good experience because he's got freaking brass knuckles and what's everybody know him for? The freaking chair shot, and I took that away from him and we still put on some magic. But besides that match, then I would say in a current, one of my go-to matches that I would probably say is the match I just had with Wrecking Ball on Dad's Day.
yep.
The Devastation and Domination in June. That match was an absolute banger. That was a straight up hoss fight. I believe you've seen that, so then Wrecking Ball is another like just dominant beast in the business. I respect the guy a lot, but don't get me wrong, I won, and you want to step up to me again, I'm gonna win again. But either way, I really do enjoy that match, and I'm very proud of that one.
Gotcha. No, that was definitely a pleasure to call that match. Definitely, again, if you guys can check that out at Titans, Facebook page as well. It's the full show is there. Devastation and Destruction. Dad's Day was such a good show, such a stacked card, and definitely what's set up again, what we'll be talking about in a little bit, because it was after a win like that, especially over Wrecking Ball, that the question started of when will we finally see a Jeff Noyze championship match?
Yes.
So this is where, unfortunately, again, no, I don't want to anger the Kaiju here, but we start going into the summer and we go into one of the festival shows and carnival shows that we did, having you in a triple threat match.
Yes.
With one PJ Savage and Adam.
Yeah. Very good match. Again, I was absolutely screwed in that match because being a triple threat, they protected PJ, as I like to call him. He had not only was there an extra person involved in the match who took the pin, not me. I'm on the outside and I get hit in the back of the head with a freaking chair by that scumbag Frankie Picard. I don't give a shit about your deadly sins. I got every one of your number. I know where you're at. I will find you. But yeah, that happened. So that was the beginning of pissing me off. So what else you got? Yeah, no, I mean it was a good match, but you know, cheap stuff constantly, over and over again, never fails. So and it gets worse and worse. But
so again, my apologies. Like I said, I knew this would be a little bit of a sore subject as we start to continue here, but I had to bring it up because a lot of the Titan Nation is here and they want to hear your thoughts on everything, and they want to hear your thoughts as we finally had it would happen. It would be confirmed on this podcast. We would start to set it up. What would be the match at Guerrilla Warfare? It would be for that Funhouse Heavyweight Championship, Falls Count Anywhere, Big Jeff Noyze versus PJ Savage. If you were able to become the new Funhouse champion on that night, a championship match would then be confirmed for that TCW Heavyweight Championship. And it was a war. I will say that was a true fight between you two, but unfortunately, again, it would not go your way.
It was bullshit. That's all I can say about it. All right. First off, I am one half of the Funhouse Tag Team Champions. I have been for over a year. Shout out to my dog, the Atomic Dog. All right. Then we get this match. There's no holds barred. It's right up my alley. Okay. I've been doing it for many, many years. Longer than PJ's even laced up a pair of boots or put on that trash bag that he calls a singlet. All right. So I've been doing this shit for way longer than he has. I know what I can do. I know what I am going to do. I have him perched up right on the top rope. I'm about to suplex him to the outside, and then protected PJ again gets about 10, 20 people to come out. Why? Why did the locker room have to come out in that? That made absolutely no sense. It was bullshit. Okay? That was absolute bullshit. You don't have to come out in the middle of my match. I know what I'm doing. I had him beat, dead to rights. I had him beat. And then everybody had to come out, distract me, all this kind of stuff. And then he's got bigger balls than I thought he did. All right. He ended up spearing SP. Absolutely ridiculous. What did SP do? Okay. Yeah, he got in the ring. You know what? You had 10, 15 guys, 20 guys, whatever, come out after me. SP comes out there. He's just the manager. You know, he was just going out there to talk. That was it. And then you had to go and spear him. Bullshit. You're going to get a receipt for that. You were absolutely going to get a receipt for that. But just absolutely disgusting. It is frustrating as hell. Whatever happened during that match, it just aggravates the hell out of me. And then he had to hit me in the face with a wrench. That's what it took. It took 20 people and a wrench to my fucking face to actually take me down. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
Again, I didn't mean to anger you here, but I see what occurred. I see what occurred there. I think you nailed it there with the
me, and you still angered me.
Again, my apologies, but it looks like the minute the Kaiju gets angry, SP decides to join the party here. SP wants to going on, brother?
What's going on, my man Ray? Jeffrey, how we doing, brother?
Hi. What's up?
Is he pushing buttons?
Of course he is.
Right, why are you pushing buttons, Ray?
I didn't mean to push any buttons. I'm just asking what the Titan Nation wants to know. I'm asking about the last show. That's all I was doing.
Last show, you want to know what happened last show? Here's what I don't know what you're saying, Ray. I can barely hear you. I'm gonna say I'm almost falling over myself here. Last show, we're not even gonna. I got speared. I had to get X-rays. I had to get checked for internal bleeding. I had to walk out on a post-match interview with my man, the Kaiju. Jeff, I apologize for walking out on you in that interview. No hard feelings, man, but I had to get myself together after that spear, man.
Afterwards, we're cool.
SP, I gotta ask you though. Again, even after that though, even after a hard fought just battle there, unfortunately, the scenario of it being a questionable ending with the wrench, with the Titan locker room coming out, which I was gonna say before you entered. I feel like it was Jeff said it there almost to put him dead to rights. I think we were trying to prevent a death happening if he would have superplexed him outside of the ring on that day.
Oh well, wrestling. It's wrestling. Things happen, and I had it. I knew exactly what it was going to take PJ out, and I had him all set up for it. And then he had to get everybody involved. Bullshit. I'm sick of this stuff. Keeps constantly happening. Last time with those idiots at the Deadly Sins, and now you want to grab all these other morons, these 20 other idiots that had to come out. Another one of the Deadly Sins members were there too. Blocks. Don't think I forgot about you. She's gonna kick you in the balls at that freaking battle royal. Doesn't mean nothing. You are not getting another receipt for you and not Frankie this time. Bullshit.
Well then, SP again. I know you're currently a little busy right now. You're doing some things. You're doing some things for the family here. What will we be seeing you in less than 2 weeks at Savage Intentions? Because there is another big match coming up. It is going to be Jeff versus Daniel Alexander. Are we seeing you there? Are you going to be okay to be at Savage Intentions next Saturday?
You have got some crazy reverb echo things going on. I don't know what's happening. I'm hearing you 4 times. I'm hearing Jeff 3 times. I'm hearing myself too many times.
Are you hearing an echo, Jeff? Or are we good on your end?
Good on my end.
Well then, but if you can't hear us, SP, are you there next Saturday?
I will not be there at Savage Intentions. I am conducting business right now. We're preparing for Mount Olympus. I've always got something on my sleeve. And I know that the American Kaiju is well in hand against Daniel Alexander. And Jeff, just remember, please, keep your cool when you got to keep your cool. Get violent when you got to get violent. But I won't be there to keep you cool, man. So make sure you got your stuff together, all right? I know that temper's been a little crazy lately. All right?
Good reason why I've been pissed off. Everyone says I'm a loose cannon. Everyone says I'm dangerous. Yeah, goddamn right I'm dangerous. But I know Mount Olympus is coming, and I got it under control, SP. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. As long as something pisses me off. I'm looking at you.
My apologies. I was muted there. I'm just trying to conduct a nice interview here, not trying to piss them off anymore. SP, again,
right?
I'm trying, SP. We thank you as always for joining us here. We're going to let you go back to your business.
Yeah, let me get out of here. Let me just say this before I go. Mount Olympus, Big Jeff Noyze is coming for you. DJ Savage, we're coming back after you. Have a good night.
See you, brother. See ya. Again, my apologies, Jeff. No, I'm not trying to anger you here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Next time.
Yep, we're gonna go into that. We're gonna go into your next match against Daniel Alexander. Your thoughts on Savage Intentions?
I hear that word Savage, and it's just all I see is red. All I see is red when I hear that name Savage. All right, that's it. We got Savage Intention, and yeah, I got Daniel Alexander. Guy's about 135 pounds, soaking wet. So I'm excited to have an appetizer for Mount Olympus.
I know definitely in this one, I can imagine again that rage that SP talked about is at an all time high. Daniel coming into this one, it is a showcase match, and it's one of those where Steve Monster Mag is almost testing Daniel Alexander here. From what I've heard, from what I've been told, it's one of those where Daniel Alexander stepping into this, stepping out of just being one of the light heavyweights now, and possibly moving up in the ranks.
Yeah, well, Mac is another one. Yeah, he's trying to test Daniel Alexander. He's testing my attitude. That's what he's been testing, my freaking patience over the past couple months. But that's neither here nor there. But Daniel Alexander, yes, great talent. Yes, he's a hell of a guy. I know everything that he does outside the ring as well. But he is stepping into the ring with the mountain of Titan, the real mountain that everybody has to climb in professional wrestling, Big Jeff Noyze. So this is going to be quite an experience for him. You want to showcase something? Let me see what you got. I want to see what you have, Daniel. Okay, I know what I got. I have absolutely murdered people his size on multiple occasions. So this is going to be one hell of a match. Probably around, I don't know, roughly 45 seconds of a match. But it's still going to be something we're going to showcase for Mount Olympus, which I am incredibly excited about. Like I said, I've been in two in the past. This one's my time. This one is my time because I need the title. I got to get after that title. After what everything has been happening, everything that has happened in the past with over the past couple months with Titan, I need a fair shot. I haven't had one yet. So let's go. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? The mountain. That's what you're afraid of.
Well, then again, like you mentioned, it will be Mount Olympus. We are less than that month away. We're getting ready for that. Is going to be the best that Titan has to offer, as well as some names that you never know who might show up a part of Mount Olympus. Like you said, it was 2 years ago where you made your shocking way into Mount Olympus. And again, we're very impressive. I was there. I got to see just the again, a mountain of a competitor that you are. There's a reason you are the American Kaiju. And we can't wait to see what happens this Mount Olympus on November the 16th. But I have to ask you again, Jeff, not to piss you off. We're trying to stay as calm as possible. But I know that title is still on your mind. Again, the word savage is enraging here. Is that going to be a factor when it comes to being in Mount Olympus? Is that going to cloud your judgment here?
Look, nothing clouds my judgment. Whatever happens to me happens. Whatever I do to somebody else, that's on them. All right. I cannot be responsible for what I do to people. I have absolutely decimated everybody that I've been in the ring with when it's fair. And it hasn't been. But Daniel Alexander coming up one-on-one, that'll be fair. We'll see what happens there. I know what's going to happen, but we shall see what happens there. And then we get Mount Olympus, where whoever wins that, I mean, you get an opportunity. I'm here to seize that opportunity. Why? Because I am the mountaintop of professional wrestling, like I have been saying. So let's see. Last time I threw out about, I don't know, I think about 8 people last time I was in Mount Olympus. We all know I won the Battle Royal of, I got my trophy up there. That's what I was looking at from the Shriners Children's Hospital. I won that Battle Royal. I should have won Seaside, but again, Face gets in my way. He's another one that needs to get an ass kicking from me again. You guys know I choke slammed him on some thumbtacks, busted him open with a kendo stick. But all's fair in that kind of match. Not when it's supposed to be one-on-one. But whatever. So yeah, we got Mount Olympus after this. Not exactly looking past Daniel Alexander, but let's be honest here. I'm looking to see what the future is going to hold for me, and it looks like more gold is coming my way.
Oh, got you. And again, it has been an impressive showing. We will see where that goes. I can't wait to call this match again, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you get your tickets for Savage Intentions. Be there. It's going to be a stacked event as we return to Hoboken. But Jeff, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I don't want to forcefully piss you off again. So we're going to start wrapping this up here as I ask you one final question, and that is for the American Kaiju himself, Big Jeff Noyze. What is the end goal, brother?
The end goal here is gold. More gold than what I have. Not just tag team titles. We're talking about singles. I'm getting gold wherever you see this face. You're going to associate it with being the top of the mountain of that company, because I am the one that you have to climb. I set the standard at every single company that I ever have been a part of. I set the standard every time that I wipe my boots and get into that ring. All right. So gold, you see this face, you're going to see Funhouse, you're going to see Titan, you're going to see everything with gold around my waist. Well, gold around my shoulder. I'm too big to have it around my waist.
It's still going to look, again, it's going to be menacing. It's going to look prestigious. We can't wait to see it. Well, again, I have to be unbiased. So I can't wait to call and see what happens. I have to be unbiased here as a broadcaster for Titan Championship Wrestling. But I want to remind everyone, if they haven't already, make sure you are following Titan on all their social media there, Titan Championship Wrestling on Instagram. Follow them on X right there at Titan Champions. Get your tickets for Savage Intentions right there on the website. All those will be in the link in the description down below, as well as go follow the big man on Big Jeff Noyze right there. His links to those will also be in the description down below, as well as to his toy page as well. If you're a follower and a fan of collecting figures, all those amazing things, go follow Jeff Noyze right there. And look at that.
You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, eBay, YouTube, TikTok, Shortbox, whatnot, Figgy Friday every single Friday, and also ProWrestlingTees.com. You can get the American Kaiju Big Jeff Noyze t-shirts. I do have a select couple in stock in my hand as well. Sizes medium to XL right now. All the big boy sizes sold, and I don't sell smalls. So if you want that, ProWrestlingTees.com. And also, if you send me some DMs, you can buy my stickers, buy my shirts, buy my product, and also get your signed the American Kaiju Big Jeff Noyze card as well. Hit me up.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff, thank you again so much for joining us here. And to everyone watching, we will see you at Savage Intentions. And as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, everybody.